What if I told you that your mind, the thing you call you, might not actually live inside your head, that the thoughts you think, the memories you keep, and the choices you make are not confined to your brain, but spill out into the world around you? It sounds impossible, right? Yet some of the greatest thinkers in modern philosophy and cognitive science believe this might be true. They call it the extended mind hypothesis. And it's reshaping how we understand what it means to think, remember, and be conscious. For most of history, we believe that the mind begins and ends inside the skull. The brain has been called the control center, the seat of the soul, the organ that generates all thought and feeling. But if you pause and look closely at your life, something fascinating emerges. Your mind isn't just in your brain. It's everywhere you interact. Think about this. When you write down a phone number so you don't forget it, where's that memory now? When you use your smartphone to navigate, who's really doing the remembering? You or your device? And when two close people finish each other's sentences or rely on shared memories, where does one mind end and the other begin? These are not simple questions, but they lead to one of the most revolutionary ideas in modern thought, that our minds might be extended systems woven into the fabric of our environment. In 1998, philosophers Andy Clark and David Chalmers published a paper titled The Extended Mind. They argued that the tools we use can become literal parts of our thinking process, extensions of our minds. Their famous thought experiment involved a man named Otto, who has Alzheimer's and carries a notebook everywhere. When Otto wants to remember where a museum is, he looks it up. Another person, Inga, recalls the address in her brain. When Inga retrieves a memory, we say she's using her mind. But when Otto retrieves it from his notebook, isn't he doing the same thing, just externally? Clark and Chalmers said yes. The notebook plays the same role as memory in the brain, so it's part of Otto's mind. The mind is not limited to the brain. It extends into the world. Before you dismiss this as abstract philosophy, think about your daily life. Your phone remembers birthdays, stores contacts, navigates routes, and suggests what to eat. You rely on reminders, notes, photos, and digital assistants, not as tools, but as parts of your cognitive process. You no longer remember most phone numbers. Your phone does. You no longer recall directions. Google Maps does. Every app and cloud file acts as an external layer of your cognition. Thinking doesn't happen in the brain alone. It happens through the world. Neuroscience supports this. Research on embodied cognition shows that our actions and sensations shape how we think. When you use your hands to solve a puzzle or gesture while speaking, your brain's reasoning centers light up more. Writing by hand improves memory, not just because of repetition, but because the act of writing shapes thought itself. Your cognition is not locked in the skull. It's a dynamic system involving body, environment, and tools. Thinking is not an isolated act. It's a networked one. Your mind isn't a thing. It's a process that exists between you and the world. If that's true, where do you end, and where does the world begin? If your phone stores your memories, is it part of your identity? If your tools help you think, do they also make you you? We like to imagine the self as a fixed entity, me, separate from you, separate from everything else. But the extended mind suggests that selfhood is more like a fluid network, an evolving system of relations, memories, technologies, and experiences. The self is not contained. It's spread across brain, body, and environment. This idea isn't entirely new. Many ancient and indigenous philosophies have always seen the mind as interwoven with the world. In African philosophy, a person exists in relationship with community, ancestors, and nature. In Buddhism, consciousness is a flow, not a fixed self. What modern thinkers call the extended mind, ancient wisdom called interconnectedness. Perhaps we're rediscovering what our ancestors already knew. The mind is not private, but part of the living web of existence. Today, our minds extend further than ever, not through notebooks, but through smartphones, cloud servers, and AI. Your phone doesn't just store your thoughts, it shapes them. It decides what information you see, what you remember, and what you forget. If the extended mind hypothesis is true, then part of your consciousness already lives in the digital world. You're not just human. You're a blend of biology, technology, and information. But this raises deeper concerns. If our minds extend into our devices, What happens when those systems are controlled by corporations or algorithms? If the environment becomes part of our mind, then controlling the environment means controlling thought itself. Understanding the extended mind isn't just fascinating, it's crucial. Protecting our environment, privacy, and digital freedom is not only political, it's mental. At the same time, this theory opens new horizons. It suggests that consciousness can evolve, that we can design technologies, spaces, and relationships that expand our mental capacities. Imagine a future where your thoughts flow between brain, body, and digital tools, where AI doesn't replace your mind but becomes part of an expanded mental ecosystem. That's not science fiction. That's the next phase of cognition, the extended mind and evolution. The extended mind hypothesis changes how we see ourselves. The mind is not a place. It's a relationship. It exists between neurons and notebooks, between bodies and technologies, between self and world. So next time you reach for your phone, jot down an idea, or rely on someone's memory, remember, you're not just using your mind, you're extending it. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to subscribe to Revela for more explorations into consciousness, philosophy, and the hidden nature reality. Drop a comment below. Do you believe your mind ends with your brain, or does it reach beyond it?